Welcome back!
Welcome back, everyone. This is the bonus segment of the King's Castle.
We love the bonus segment.
King James along with Blair Chopin.
Hey guys.
And we're gonna switch gears here and do something a little bit more interesting. For those of you who saw the first upload to our YouTube...
Was that the first one we ever did?
Yeah. It was the first one that we uploaded.
We had to work out the kinks then.
Yeah. But for those of you who saw our first upload to YouTube, you may remember that it was titled Ice Cream Bracket.
It was.
Well, this time, we're going to make things a little more interesting because we're calling this our chain restaurant bracket.
Yeah, this is, so I heard of this idea on a show I regularly listen to, Kentucky Sports Radio, their podcast.
Right.
And I just loved the bracket they did for this. I thought the matchups were great and everything. I thought their radio was great. I love brackets. And I want to see who we had winning because I don't think they had the right restaurant winning.
Right.
I think we might do better.
So,
but do we need a third party for this? I don't know.
Well, maybe for the
maybe if we come to maybe
for the rounds of 32 and 16, but for the opening round, probably not.
I don't know. I think we're gonna initially have a disagreement here in the East region. So
well, why don't we just let our collective fans be the tiebreaker? How about that?
Okay. So we're already one of the most popular restaurants is our first matchup is Cracker Barrel versus Jason's Deli. Now, to me, this is Cracker Barrel in a walk. Jason's Deli's fine.
Are you sure?
It's Cracker Barrel in a walk. Jason's Deli's fine, but Cracker Barrel's got biscuits, that good old Southern hospitality, a gift shop, and, how can you dislike Cracker Barrel?
Well, this is interesting because the only difference about Cracker Barrel is, do we know that they serve every meal? Because in the few times I've been in there, the only things I've seen are breakfast.
Yes, they do. They have a lunch and a dinner menu.
All right.
So why do you hate Cracker Barrel?
I'm not gonna comment on that. Nice try, Chopin. But just for the purposes of the bracket and to prove that I am a team player,
I think you got to pick Cracker Barrel.
I will choose Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, you got to
pick
Jason's Deli. Come on, people like Cracker Barrel more. So yeah, we have Cracker Barrel moving on to the next round. Next one is a toss-up, James. I'm telling you, this is where we start to get interesting. Okay, we got On the Border against Golden Corral. Tough one, huh?
Well, this is kind of interesting because the thing about On the Border is there's strictly a Mexican cuisine restaurant.
Right.
And whereas Golden Corral has a lot of variety, they've got more desserts than any other restaurant I've ever seen.
Good desserts, too.
So, just from a buyer perspective and because of the pricing, I would probably have to choose Golden Corral.
Yeah, I'm going to pick... if this was another Mexican restaurant, I think it would be closer, but to me, On the Border doesn't really do anything that spectacular. So I'm going to go with Golden Corral. I think they have plenty of options, and like you said, great desserts. So we're both on the same page. We got Golden Corral. Next matchup is kind of a toss-up, too. It's Panera versus O'Charlie's.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Well, for the record, I've only been into Panera twice.
One of them was with me, right?
Yeah, in my entire life. I will admit, I do think they have good soup.
They do have great soup.
However, I think O'Charlie's has a bit of an edge because they offer more extensive deals, including Free Pie Wednesday, which we love.
Right.
He and I personally love Free Pie Wednesday, so if you get a chance...
Shout out for Free Pie.
Go out there and see it. But from a customer standpoint, I have to choose O'Charlie's.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with O'Charlie's too. No disagreement from me. Panera, the food's healthier. The wait staff is usually pretty hot. But O'Charlie's, I can't resist Free Pie. That's one of the best marketing gimmicks we've seen out of a chain restaurant in a while.
Exactly.
That place is filled on Wednesdays.
Exactly.
Come on, and the pie's good. This is a good matchup too. This region's stacked with good matchups. You got Chipotle against Papa John's.
Oh my god. I can't even believe I'm gonna say this. But Papa John's by a mile.
By a mile? What do you have against Chipotle?
Well, the thing of it is, I've only been in there one time since they opened here in North Carolina. And the thing about it is, I think they're trying to become direct competition to another Southern Grill restaurant, Moe's.
They are. They're better than Moe's.
But I don't think they're that good.
Oh, stop it. You've been there one time.
We
have a disagreement on this.
My initial opinion was that they were not that good.
Ooh, James, you gotta give Chipotle another chance. Chipotle is very good. It's a great combination of Mexican and fast food. Might be the best combination. I think it's better than Moe's.
Okay, so
I'm going with Chipotle.
So we'll say that we're
leaving that one up.
We're deadlocked, and we're leaving that up to the fans.
Plus, I like the way Chipotle responded after they had like that kind of food poisoning situation or whatever was in their food.
Right.
They cleaned it up nice, and also, if you've ever been on a college campus, you know this. Women love Chipotle.
Really?
Chipotle is like a bar in itself.
What?
There are so many hot girls in Chipotle.
No.
Yeah, every sorority girls love Chipotle.
Oh, you mean as customers?
Yes.
I thought you were talking about his waitstaff.
No. Well, the waitstaff is good looking too, but God, they have every hot girl eats at Chipotle. Chipotle is like part of their lifestyle. That's kind of true of Panera too, but I gotta pick Chipotle in this one. We'll leave it up to the folks. Chipotle or Papa John's?
Yes. So you guys let us know in the comments what you think about that match. And your vote will be the tiebreaker.
Oh, this is an easy one for me. It's Chili's versus Sbarro.
Just because I've been a customer there on a weekly basis for years, and probably because I've only eaten the other place one time, I have to go with Chili's.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chili's too. That's an easy one for us. All right, this one's an interesting matchup. Cheesecake Factory versus Chuck E. Cheese. I'm going back and forth on this one.
Well, I gotta segue here for a second. Why would you consider this an interesting matchup?
All right, here's what I think. Here's my opinions. I think Chuck E. Cheese. I grew up with Chuck E. Cheese. It's a really fun place. Now there's little kids and there's boogers all around and there's weird. Who knows what's going on in the ball pit, and but I have fond memories there. Cheesecake Factory I like. It's a cool atmosphere and everything, but they have 4,000 things on the menu. They don't do their menus are like War and Peace, like a book, like a huge book.
Would you go as far as to say they may be too pricey?
I think they're far too pricey.
Because you and I have been there before.
I think it's not like I feel like Cheesecake Factory should be a place where like your local ice cream place where you go in there, you get a good piece of cheesecake. If you want, you get a burger, and it's reasonably priced. Instead, they try to be like this upscale restaurant, and I don't think their food is upscale quality. Is my take on this. So I don't know which way to go on this. I mean, like, if you're asking me where would I rather eat, I'm not so sure.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is going to surprise a lot of people, being that I'm 26 and I'm saying this. But the fact is, I never went into Chuck E. Cheese as a kid. Ever.
Chuck E. Cheese is a fun place, James.
But just because I agree with the fact that Cheesecake Factory is a little pricey, I'm going to agree.
Oh, you're penalizing them.
I'm going to agree with you and say Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. An upset, I think. I think that's an upset. Okay, we don't know the restaurant Skyline. Do you know what Skyline is?
No.
So we got to replace Skyline with something else. All right, Skyline's against Jimmy John's. We'll just have Jimmy John's go on to the next round.
By default.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one for me, James. And I mean, I feel like this might be an upset for both of us, too. Shoney's versus Olive Garden.
Well,
I did not know that there were still Shoney's.
I didn't either, because back when I was growing up, I used to go into Shoney's here in North Carolina all the time. But ever since I was in 6th grade, they've closed down Shoney's here in the southern region. So because of that, I'm convinced a lot of people thought there was a problem with the food, and I have to choose Olive Garden.
Oh, come on. Disagreement. Olive Garden is very overrated.
Overrated?
Women love it, which is a positive. They all love Olive Garden. They love Olive Garden and Chipotle. But Olive Garden, everyone and their brother is crammed into there. It's kind of messy. The breadsticks are good. But what other places do breakfast as well as Shoney's does breakfast?
That I agree with.
I think you're going to come over to my side on this one. Shoney's, I think it closed down because of financials.
Right.
They have, a lot of them closed down with financials. There might still be some.
Right.
They have great breakfast. The wait staff, they give you that old southern feel, and they rub your head and rub your belly and everything, and you're happy. And
what? I don't remember them doing that.
Well, they're very nice there. And it's like a family atmosphere. And
Exactly.
Olive Garden, everyone's cramped in. I went to Olive Garden on a date one time, and the couple behind me didn't say a word the entire hour they were eating. They didn't say one word to each other. But at Shoney's, you're all a big family, and you're eating breakfast and French toast sticks.
Exactly.
You're happy. So I'm going Shoney's.
Well, you know what? Just because I have a history with that brand, in the fact that I was a big customer for years, I'll agree.
Yeah! Shoney's with the upset. So we got to mention, we still have the Chipotle Papa John's argument for the people to decide.
Right.
And I don't know. Do you want to keep going with this, or do you want to
I'll tell you
save
what.
it for next week?
We'll finish this on our next episode. But if you have any opinions on any of your favorite restaurants, or if you want to fill out a vote for the Papa John's versus Chipotle question we mentioned earlier, please do so in the comments. But until then, we will see you next time. And until next time, the King loves you.
So yeah, and before we sign off, next week, just to preview these matchups in this region, and we have 3 other regions too. We're gonna have Cracker Barrel, Golden Corral. We're gonna have O'Charlie's versus Chipotle or Papa John's, Chili's versus Chuck E. Cheese, and Jimmy John's versus Shoney's. It's gonna be good matchups.
It's going to be interesting.
We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you then, and until next time, the King loves you.
God, that was fun.